There's a free summer concert series just a few blocks from the church here in the Bayview neighborhood of Milwaukee called Chill on the Hill. It's Tuesday nights, and Christy and I were there this past Tuesday. It was really crowded. It's always really fun and popular, but the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra was playing, so it was an extra large crowd, and it was a hot summer night. And saw this scene play out. There was a little girl, who was walking with her mom to find a place in the grass to sit, and it was hot and she was thirsty. So she asked her mom if she could take a drink from her mom's water bottle, which was like half the size of the child. It was one of those big water bottles that people carry around. And the girl took the water bottle and put it up to her face to drink, and she was walking at the same time, and the multitasking did not work. Instead of getting water to refresh her, it just kind of poured all over her and really frustrated her. Perhaps she felt like she was drowning, and you could see this kind of look of frustration on her face. And that's when her wisdom kicked in, and she decided to let the walking fall off her plate. She was just going to stop there and focus on drinking this cold water. And that meant that people around her, the crowds, had to walk around her because she just stopped then. But it also meant she no longer was getting water all over her, perhaps no longer feeling like she was drowning, and instead took this delightful drink and afterwards had that moment and then was able to walk on with her mom and find a place to sit. I watched all of this with awe because in my life, I struggle to let things fall off my plate. Even though I'm terrible at multitasking, like many of us, I tend to just keep finding my plate getting fuller and fuller in life. And here was some wisdom reminding me that it's okay to let some things fall off our plates once in a while. I think of that very familiar and beloved passage from chapter 3 of Ecclesiastes, where there's this litany of there being a time for everything. And one of the beautiful verses in that passage is that there's a time to hold on, but there's also a time to let go, to let some things fall off of our plates. And within all that is a holy invitation for you and for me to pause and pray about on our journeys of life and faith. Maybe just taking some time and looking at the plate of our lives and reflecting on if there's anything we might be able to let slide off of that plate right now. And the good news and the gift of it all is that when we find the grace to do that, we also come to often find the same gift that little child did at Chill on the Hill this past Tuesday. That instead of feeling like we're drowning, we're able to delight in the gift of life so much more. God's peace and blessings to you all.